All right. Hey guys, this is for your hybrid day at home. So the first day, this is going to be for our juniors and seniors, and then the next Thursday coming up is going to be for the freshmen sophomores. So while they are working on their in-class assignment, after we broke off and covered our first item, today we were doing annotations in Zoom. We broke off, and now this is your assignment for the day and what you're going to be working on. I'll be here to kind of guide you through it. It's kind of like we're in the classroom, but not everybody can be in the classroom at this time. So make sure that you go ahead and download this assignment and go ahead, make a copy of it, and here we go. So we're starting off. This is our side hustle project. So this is a project that we're required to actually go out and start basically our own small business, okay? A legitimate small business, and our goal is to generate $100 in revenue, okay? Really not that hard. I've seen people do it in 2 hours. I've seen people do it in 30 minutes. I've seen people take a full semester to make $100. Okay, so it all depends on a lot of what you do, how many times you change ideas, and that's great. By changing ideas, we're continuing to learn. Sometimes the person that goes through 4 different failures before they find a success is going to learn more than the person that came up with their great idea the very first time and didn't have to struggle and didn't have to face any adversity and just hit it on the head, and that's okay. That happens sometimes too. All right, so the question number one: things that you enjoy doing. So go ahead and list out 5 things that you enjoy doing. A lot of you might just start writing baseball, football, basketball, golf, hockey, soccer. That's sports. Great. Write down sports, athletics. That's good. That's one. All right. Then come up with 4 other things that you enjoy doing. All right. Go ahead and stop the video. You can write those in, and then we'll pick it back up here in just a second. The second one is, what am I capable of doing? All right. These are going to be basically your skills, right? What are you capable of doing? I would like to tell you that I could build like a 2 or 3 story deck, but I'm actually not capable of doing that. I am a very average to probably a below average carpenter. I do not have the ability, nor would I ever want somebody to have to stand on the 3rd story of that deck, because I'm pretty sure it would probably fall down. It probably wouldn't be straight. Yeah, that'd be a recipe for disaster. So I would never try to tell somebody that I could build a deck. If you've never painted a wall before, I would sure definitely try practicing and maybe even getting someone to teach me how to paint a wall before I went and sold my painting services. Maybe you could go, I know Mr. Sapalin, Mr. Keith, Dr. Rapp, Mr. Muehlberger, Mr. Buckland. They have all painted or owned painting companies. I'm sure they would be happy to get some free labor out of you. I'm not endorsing it, but if they could teach you how to paint, who knows? Maybe they'd even hire you to paint at some point to kind of teach you the ropes, and then you could go out on your own and try to sell interior, exterior painting. Again, what are you capable of? Don't say, Mr. Concealer, I'm not capable of doing anything. That's not true. We could be talking about, maybe you're a swimmer. You could be giving swim lessons. Maybe you are, maybe you have a truck. You're capable of delivering items. Maybe that's mulch in the spring or raking leaves in the fall. Actually, let's not do raking leaves. It pays really bad per hour. But anything like that. Okay, go ahead and fill in what you are capable of, and it'll take a little bit of time, but go ahead and do that now. Pause the video. All right, as we continue, what are my resources? Like I said, maybe you have a truck, maybe you have a lawnmower, maybe you have access to some different things. One of the kids last year, he had just a neighbor that he had gotten to know, and what he did was he sprayed ponds for algae. So on top of these ponds, especially they don't have a lot of water movement, they spray the algae. They put this chemical mix into the pond, and it kind of just kills the algae for I don't know what he said, 60, 90 days, something like that. And apparently this pays extremely well. He had no idea, and he went and sold somebody the actual service that he was going to do because his neighbor said that he would help him, kind of get started, and he sold it. It was like $400 or $500. It took him 2 hours to spray this pond. His neighbor gave him the chemicals from his company, and he was able to do this. He followed up, did it correctly, and he made $500 in 2 hours. And he had no idea. He wasn't capable of doing that, but he was able to use his resources to complete the job. I wouldn't suggest like going out and starting to do that without knowing somebody, and obviously maybe not working with chemicals is the best idea unless you have somebody to show you how to use those properly. Just making sure you understand that. Okay, so go ahead and put 5 of your resources, things that you have that could possibly, maybe that's a kitchen, maybe it's access to hitting tunnels for baseball lessons, maybe it is access to a gym for shooting lessons or basketball camp, or some great running trails, you could start a running club. Whatever those resources are, go ahead and write those in. Pause the video. Next up, how difficult do you believe that it will be to get customers? You could have the greatest idea in the world, and if you are not able to get a customer, your business is probably going to fail. And when I say probably going to fail, it's going to fail. If you can't sell the product to a customer, right? Customer is going to be the person buying the product. If you can't sell something to that customer, then that's going to be a really difficult business for you, okay? If your service or product is so expensive that it's really difficult to get customers, that's going to be a major roadblock for you, okay? So how difficult do you really think? Are you going to be comfortable going up to people and saying, hey, I dog sit, or I'm a dog walker? Like if those are really uncomfortable situations, person to person sales, and that's how you are going to get customers, then this is probably not setting you up for success. Okay, so let's think of something that maybe you could advertise online, maybe you could post something to the Nextdoor app, whatever it might be, but think about how difficult it might be to get customers, and then explain what you think basically the process and if you have the ability to actually sell your product or service. Okay, go ahead and fill that in now and pause the video. All right, so no partnerships. Don't lean on somebody else's idea. I've had too many people over the years want to partner up. One person usually ends up doing all the work. The other person ends up stealing the other person's grade. It just hasn't worked out well in the past. Different schedules, different sports, different commitments, different jobs. So we're going no partnerships. We're going sole proprietorship here, and no raking leaves. I don't like it. I think we have a lot of, I think we just have a lot that we're all capable of. I think we all have a good amount of resources, and I think we enjoy, well, I don't think we enjoy raking leaves, but if you can convince me otherwise, or maybe you have one of those fancy like drag behind your riding lawnmower that I see on an infomercial, talk to me about it. That's great, but unless you have some sort of proprietary process for doing this faster than a rake in a bag, then I don't know. My 9-year-old son rakes leaves. I think you guys are more capable than my 9-year-old son. Okay, he can barely make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but he can. No lying, no stealing, no cheating. This is all above board. This is ethical. We want our customers to be happy. You know what? If our customers are not happy, they won't be our customers anymore. Not only will they not be our customers anymore, but they're not going to go and tell other people about our business, which are going to get those referrals to grow our business, to make more money, to provide more services for people who might need these. Like they might be elderly neighbors that are so appreciative of your services because maybe they're not able to do it, right? We want a fair value. We talk about like a win-win relationship. We want the customer to feel like they are winning, they are getting a service or a product that has value to them. And then on the other side, for you and your business, you want to have a win because you are profitable. Like, we don't want to sell something for less than we're able to make it for. So if it costs you $1 to make a chocolate chip cookie and you're selling it for 50 cents, and you're like, well, I got my parents to buy all the ingredients. Well, your business is losing 50 cents, right? That's not a win for you. It might be a win for the customer, but it's not a win for you. So it needs to be win-win. One idea per person per class. So if someone decides that they are going to clean trash cans, which actually Joe Boone cleaned trash cans, talk about, like, I don't know if he enjoyed it or not, but he's capable of doing it, and he had the resources. All he used was a deck brush and some dial soap and water, right? Talk about three resources that probably almost everybody has. If not, you can go buy a $10 deck brush. And he took those nasty giant gray cans that had trash in them that people never really clean, and he just went around and hung a flyer on everybody's door in his neighborhood, got like 10 customers, charged $10 a can, and then they had him do the blue recycle cans as well. So he was making, that was like $200 on the first round, and he started signing the people up like monthly or bi-monthly. I don't know. He went to college and didn't do it anymore, but it was a really easy gig, right? It was a super easy gig. Okay, so you must have $100 in revenue, and I said take before, during, and after video, so you must have at least 3. So find out ways that you could possibly do this, and then at the bottom of your sheet, I would like you to also come up with 3 potential businesses that you can start, that you would enjoy doing, you're capable of doing, you have the resources for, you could actually sell, and you could generate $100 in revenue. Okay, and that's your assignment for the end of class. We will talk about this as we go, probably later in the week. All right, good luck. Come up with something creative. And I always say, come up with something that you enjoy or you're passionate about or you're really good at, because chances are you will do a much better job if you have one of those things in your business. Okay? Good luck.